Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tuckeries. We've got an exciting show for you today. I'm Morgan, and this is my beautiful co host, KP.
Hey guys. Yeah, we're going to look at some upcoming video games, and we've got Steam's Couch Co-op Fest that is still going on, so we're going to give you guys a deep dive into that. But first, let's get into your tech pulse.
All right, all you PlayStation gamers out there, you were probably annoyed when the PSN network went down, and not just for a few hours, but for 24 hours. This is actually the longest downtime it's ever had in its history of life. But PlayStation
History
told
of life.
Yep. PlayStation told customers that the downtime was due to operational issues, but players want more answers to the situation. But Sony is yet to expand beyond two tweets, which acknowledged PSN was offline and the vague explanation. But to make up for this whole situation, Sony apologized and offered everyone impacted free PS Plus to make up for the PSN outage. PS Plus members will get 5 additional days of service for free.
Wow. 5.
Wow. Amazing.
I always find it funny when they're like, "Hey, we know we screwed up. Here's like a day."
Here's
And
some
it's like,
sprinkles.
"Yeah, yeah." And I'm like, okay, I get it, but also you could have done better. Like,
Yeah.
like make it worth my while.
Yeah.
It just always cracks me up.
Yeah, it's a little interesting, that's for sure. But
But the fact that we don't know what happened, I know like back in I think it was what, 2011 or 2017, somewhere around there, like, well before we hit the 2020s,
mhm.
there was a huge data breach that happened with PlayStation, and all the PS members had their data taken and everything. Like that was a big mess. So I think that's why people are like, "Hey, can you tell us what happened?" And not just like, "Oh, it's just some technical issue. It's fine. Here's the rug. Here's me sweeping it."
Yeah. It's very interesting because I feel like at the point of our like world, like there's so much transparency with a lot of like things in media, but this is one area where bigger corporations in like the tech world, they're not being transparent yet, and we're kind of like, listen, y'all, we've been like everybody's being very transparent with people. All of our indie games and developers that we follow are usually very transparent. Like this is what we're expecting from you. Like you guys
Right.
gotta like we're trusting you, so you gotta give us some trust back.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So hopefully we will see that. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, but keeping on the PlayStation train, right? While Sony dealt with outage issues, it didn't stop them from having their state of the play announcements. During the stream, there were a ton of games that were revealed. So
Mhm.
some that I think are
We have a list. Morgan's
pretty
going to be talking to
exciting.
you guys for
I'm
quite a
gonna be
while.
talking
So,
forever. Sorry. I hope you like my voice. If not, I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, during the stream there were a ton of games that were revealed, and we just want to remind you that we aren't covering everything, but we are covering some that really stood out to us. So first up, let's switch on over so we can show you our first game we're going to talk about. So first up was, hello, why is my web capture not working? You were working before I went live.
first up is a blank screen.
First up is me quickly pausing the video so I can fix this. Here we
Don't worry, it's
go.
there. I promise it's there.
There we go. It was being rude. Anyway.
Rude.
All right. Well, quick spoiler, as you can see the title down there. But anyway, first up was Days Gone Remastered. This will come out on PlayStation 5 on April 25th. There will be permadeath and speedrun modes and enhanced photo mode, along with a horde assault mode that will have Deacon St. John taken on even more freakers than usual. If you're ready, have the PlayStation 4 version of 5. If you already have the PlayStation 4 version of Days Gone, you can upgrade to the new version for only $10.
That's not too bad though. Like if you
No, that's
already
really not
have
that
like if
bad.
you're huge into Days Gone, and you want to get it as for like your PS5 for
Hmm.
$10, that's like super great because you know the
Yeah.
remastered is going to be astronomically priced.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. As they always are, right?
Right.
But so this summer,
That's just
because we
one.
have
That's just
we
one.
that's just one of many, and we're not covering them all. But alrighty, so this summer actually, the game Mind's Eye will be released. Mind's Eye is about a former soldier who is haunted by a covert mission gone wrong, and he has a mysterious neural implant called Mind's Eye. It takes place in Red Rock, where AI, robots, and neural implants, have changed society for both the good and bad. Players will experience action on foot, in cars, and in the sky as they uncover more about Jacob's story. It's kind of interesting, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Deus Ex. You know, like how Deus Ex was very like not Mind's
Yeah.
Eye based, but it was very like that mix between robot and stuff because your character was kind of like in a way supposed to be like a RoboCop, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it kind of reminds me of, only it's less RoboCop-y because you're an actual human. So it's good. I think it'd be interesting. It definitely stood out. But there's definitely one that I'm really excited about when you get to it because it looks
Gotcha.
really,
Gotcha.
really good. I watched some of
Nice. Nice.
the gameplay, but we'll have you keep going because
Yes.
there's more.
So
But wait, there's more.
yes, because also this summer, get ready for a pre-sequel DLC. Lies of P Overture will take place before the events of the 2023 Souls-like game. It will let players uncover the hidden stories of Krat and see how you woke up in the middle of the Great Puppet Frenzy. I know that there's a huge love around Lies of P, and I actually never got into it, though it looks like a really pretty game. Like it
So
looks
yeah,
really interesting.
it looks super pretty. I just don't know if I can do it. I have a hard time with Souls-like games, okay? And I know
I do
you do
too.
too, Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but I really love the art style of it.
Hmm. I think
And
that's
I
the
like
problem.
the
Like
fact
I love the art of like all the Souls-like games. I just
yeah.
absolutely suck at them.
But I also like the fact that they're taking Souls-like games and changing them. Like they're not all like the same. So we have, your basic, your Dark Souls, right?
Hmm.
And then we now have this one, which is more like it's a little less, spooky, like Dark Souls. But then you also
Hmm.
have that crab game that's also Dark Soul, like a Souls-like game. So
Yeah.
it's just fun to see how people are taking the genre and they're using it in different ways. So I think the game looks amazing. I just wish I was that type of person. I'm just not.
Same. But
Yeah, and then there's Night Rain too. Like Night Rain is also going to be very Souls-like. So,
yes, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, no surprise with it being part of, the Elder Scrolls. Sorry, not Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls. Elden Ring is what I meant to say.
Elden Ring,
Yeah.
yeah. We knew what you meant.
But
It's okay.
yeah, yeah. So later this year, everybody, get ready for Directive 8020, or 8020, however you want to say it. This
More
sci-fi
80/20 would make more sense.
yeah, I think 8020 would be better. This sci-fi exploration will have spine-chilling horror where every choice could lead to a disastrous death. It takes place abroad the
Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia,
There you go.
and sees our characters searching for a new home as Earth is dying. After 4 years of hyper sleeping, the crew awakes to a hull breach, a murder, and some extremely suspicious crew activity. All of which culminates in the ship crash. It all culminates in the ship crash landing on the planet. Oh yeah, and one more thing. There will be an alien organism that can transform into any character. So,
Like, okay.
yeah,
I don't know why, but this screams like Mass Effect meets the next level of Mass Effect.
meets
Like
like
Mass Effect and
Among
Dead
Us.
Space. Like, but it's like Mass Effect, Dead Space, like meshed together,
Yeah,
right?
but then has like almost like in my like thinking that, oh, someone can change into the crew and everything else, like there's a murder, like
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so kind of maybe Among Us like mechanics, like you gotta find out who's sus and like get out the killer.
Murder them.
Yeah, get out the killer, or get out this alien that's changing into the crew. So
Yeah.
it's actually, that sounds really interesting to me. I'm
It
really
is a
intrigued
very
by this one.
interesting looking game. I do give you that. Like I can see some of our friends playing it, right?
Yeah,
Like I
for
don't know
sure.
if I would personally play it cuz I like single players are very difficult for me, right? We
Hmm.
all know this. Just like you, Morgan, like it's very difficult for you to get into a single player game. It's got to be like that special single player game,
Yeah,
right? But I
and I
feel
think
like there are some
they also need to be shorter. Like really
Mhm.
long single player games, I struggle with.
Right. But like I think it's got to be like a special single player game where it's like a great like and not every, I'm not saying that all the stories that we've been talking about and all these ones that we have don't have good stories. But
Hmm.
I think it's got to be one of those stories where it's like it really gets to us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it really needs
And
to captivate
so
us.
yeah, like just us. Like it could captivate everybody else perfectly fine, but it's really got to captivate us because we just have a hard time with single player games. But I can see somebody like Dan playing this game, Dreaded playing this game. Like I can literally see other people that we're friends with going, "Yeah, I'm going to jump in and play this." And I'm like, "Do it. I'll
Yeah,
watch. You
I
do
mean,
it."
I'm down to try it, but it has to be on Game Pass for right now.
No, right. I'm like, put it on Game Pass, then I'll look
Please,
at
please, please. My unemployment is over, so please put it on Game Pass. All right, everybody. But if you're looking at ahead to next year, obviously we got more because it's not over yet. We still have more for the PlayStation State of Play. But for the next one, I want to talk
Oh,
about.
wait, but Latin just resubscribed.
Thank you, Latin, for the resub. You're amazing. Road to
Welcome
2 years
back to our
comes.
enjoy all of our stuff.
Yes, thank you. Enjoy. No ads. All right, but the next one we're going to talk about real quick that we thought was pretty cool is, again, if you're looking ahead to next year, we got you covered as well. So check out this game, Saros. So Saros is House Marquis. Marquis. I always fuck it up. Anyway, here's Saros. I'm just gonna call it Saros. Players will take on the role of Arjun Devaraj. Oh fuck me, Devaraj. That's what we're gonna go with that. Who is a
By the way,
powerful.
I wrote these for Morgan, so I'm really fucking with her today.
She's just giving me the hard names. Gave me no pronunciations, y'all. Anyway,
Nope.
anyway, Arjun is a powerful Soltari enforcer searching for answers on a lost off-world colony. There will be permanent progression systems, and every death reshapes the world while offering new upgrades to overcome challenges. So visually, this looks really interesting.
Yes.
I can already immediately see from. I'm not even gonna mention the guy's name, but just from what we just saw here on screen, there seems to be a lot of like Indian inspiration from like the Indian
Mhm.
culture, which is really cool. I'm gonna struggle with my life with this guy's name until I hear it.
Arun.
But that's fine.
Arjun.
You and Luke love to give me on both shows the hardest names to ever say.
Oh, you've done it to me before too.
It's
Also,
fine. It's
hello
fine.
everybody who has joined us. By the
Yes.
way,
Hello.
if you've just tuned in, we are going through some of the stuff that was unveiled during the State of Play, which was PlayStation's huge unveiling of all games coming up either this year or next year. So just to catch you guys all up, so we just looked at Saros. Morgan has struggled through all of it so far, which is great. We're gonna keep going.
Hey, also, we're not covering
You only
every.
got two more to go. You only got two more.
I do. But letting everyone know we are not covering every single game that was announced during the state of play. We're just talking about the ones that really stood out to us. Because we'd be here all day if we're covering the entire show, the entire state of play, and everything else we have to talk about.
Because I do know, like, there was a Five Nights at Freddy's one that was released. There was another one that showed more gameplay of Split Fiction. I mean, there was a
Yes.
lot of different things that was shown. I think that this is going to be really great for what we have.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean we're not going to talk about the other ones down the road, but right now, these are the ones we're going to talk about today. But for now, everybody, we have more. One I know Ramp can't wait for, as they've already mentioned it in chat. But so next, you will have to wait until next year for Onimusha Way of the Sword. During the state of play, there was a new gameplay trailer released that showed off the game's new protagonist, the historic swordsman Miyamoto Musashi. They can't see me, but I'm making faces.
I'm just dying.
Listen, Linda. Listen.
Miyamoto. Isn't it Miyamoto?
Probably, yeah. Miyamoto, yeah. See, guys, listen. I just want to let everybody know. I look at the, like, especially the Japanese names. Japanese names for me, I usually am very good at pronouncing, but it's when I'm on a show and I'm like trying to like read from our information script that we have, I always butcher it no matter what. On even Wannabe's podcast, we have like directors who are Japanese or actors. I normally in normal life can say their names no problem. I'm looking at IMDb and I fuck it up. So I don't know what it is. My brain's like, I'm doing too many things at once. This is what I'm deciding for you to mess up.
It's fine. It's fine. There's one more game, though.
Yes, there is one more game, which I think this one looks really, really pretty. I'm very intrigued by this one. But let's go ahead and show you it while I tell you what it is. So another game that brought a lot of talk to the state of play is Tides of Annihilation. It's a single-player, narrative-driven action-adventure game that combines intense breakneck combat, immersive narrative, and an unforgettable setting. It takes place in modern London and has been taken over by otherworldly forces. You play as Gwendolyn, I got that name, and call upon the Knights of the Round Table to help her in combat. So
I think this is gonna be the game.
This is very interesting.
Be the fucking game for the year.
This looks stunning. Like, not that there's a lot of games that was part of the state of play, everybody, that looked absolutely phenomenal in terms of just visually. I do agree with both you and Ramp. I do think this has very, very high likelihood of being game of the year just from how it looks alone.
Like,
the narrative,
execution, like all of it. I think that's gonna be the biggest contender. Like, I watched, so I can't remember. I can't remember who put it out, but I watched some gameplay. There was some gameplay that was shown, and I was like, that's freaking incredible. Like, this would be a game that I would actually be like, yes, I will play it. It's single player.
Yeah.
Because of the fact of, like, it grabs my attention.
100%.
You know? And I think this is going to be an remarkable game when it's released. The visuals are amazing. I love the fact that they're taking a twist on the Knights of the Round Table. We're working with Gwendolyn. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that we got going on that is just amazing about this whole game.
The only game I could see potentially giving this a run for its money, it is to be announced yet for a release date. We're not getting a gameplay trailer until the summer. So I don't think it's going to be releasing in 2025, but if the Blood of Dawnwalker releases in 2025, that could be Tides of Annihilation's probably biggest competitor for Game of the Year. I personally don't think Blood of Dawnwalker is going to be released until early 2026, though.
Right. No, and I totally agree with that. Blood of Dawnwalker looks incredible, too. So, yeah.
And it's also a very narrative-driven, you know, I think, like, what's nice is I think we're slowly edging away from, like, kind of like the I don't want to say combat royales, but more of the combat based video games where like it's just matchmaking. We go and do this. We're getting a That's been a huge like thing in the past for like game of the years. We're really starting finally to come back to the narrative because we've tossed back and forth, but I think we're in a phase of video games where narrative games are really, really taking the foothold of game of the
Yeah.
years right now, which is great to see.
Oh yeah, I think this is the year of switching back. You know, like like you said, it was battle royales. It was PvPs. It was as much
Hmm.
as you could do with other people against people, right?
Right.
And I think this is the year that now we go, okay, people want story. Give us story. Like we even have the Witcher game that we saw.
Yes.
That game could be
Yes.
a really good contender because Witcher always has a really good storyline. So we're gonna see a lot going on with that. But
There's
I
one
know
you
people
really
have
want to
I
talk
know
about.
I know people have mentioned in our chat about Borderlands 4. So you guys, are you ready? I'm super excited. I'm taking over, Morgan. I don't care anymore. You're
Go
done.
for it. I get a break. Ah.
All right, guys. So while Morgan touched on a lot of different games that came out during State of Play, one that really stood out to me, of course, because I mean, if you can't tell behind me or like, I don't know what I'm sitting against, Borderlands 4 trailer launch date came out. So excited. This is amazing. So for your viewing pleasure, here is the trailer that was shown during the State of Play. This is so exciting! So, while this doesn't go into great depth of what each class is like, it does give players a hint of what kind of skills we'll be seeing while we're on Karios. So, at the end of the trailer, it also states that Borderlands 4 will be released on September 23rd this year. So, you want to mark your calendar, Morgan. Don't pull this down just yet because there
Hmm.
is a lot going on in this trailer. One thing that they added that they talked about was swimming. I don't know about you guys. We played all the other games. Swimming didn't really matter. It didn't really mark anything. I know what they're trying to do with it, but it's not really that big of a deal to me. So it is what it is. But if you guys have not marked this on your calendar, this game is going to be huge. And don't worry, guys. Randy Pitchford did tell us that there will be another state of play held this spring that will go over more of what the players can expect in the game, from skills to gameplay to all the different things that we want to learn. So, if you guys, we got a little more taste and we're going to get even more. So, I'm really excited and we're going to keep bringing you the news about Borderlands 4. I'm excited. Morgan is not as much. I can see it on her face, but everybody in my chat is super excited right now. Let's go.
Borderlands is one of those games where I do like what was in there. I do like the story. I just when it first came out, I never had really the people to play it with, and it's not a game I can play by myself. So I've never been able to get like into it like you had the chance to. So, but I do like it. I do find it really interesting. I do like a lot of what we see, and like what the game gives you. Like when I watch people play it. So yeah.
Well, I mean,
Borderlands playthrough when? I don't have all the games, so maybe when someone gets them all for me.
yeah, I mean, I will jump back in and go all the way from the start to the end again. I don't care.
I know
I
you
did it.
don't.
I'll do
I
it with
know you
Dan.
don't.
I'll do it with you, Morgan. I'll do it with Ramp.
Thank you, Kate. I'm not alone.
I'll do it with Kate. Kate will start all over again too.
Well,
Just keep going. Just
everybody,
keep on repeat, on
before she
repeat,
keeps
on
list
repeat.
before she keeps listing people, we're gonna just take a very short break. We're gonna stretch our legs, maybe hit the restroom real fast. If you need a beverage, go get yourself a beverage, and that we can come back because we have even more tech news, if you can believe it. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in a bit, and we'll be back with even more exciting news for all of us to discuss. But for now, we'll be back soon. And we're back. Hello. we have more
That's great.
tech. We have more tech news for everybody. So KP, I'll let you take it away in this next one because I know it's something that we both were actually quite interested in.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So, as you guys know, Civilization 7 has been released. Okay. It's already been released on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. But now they're thinking about moving it towards VR, but it's only going to be available on MetaQuest 3 and S and 3S. So you'll be able to immerse yourself in the world as you build an empire to stand the test of time, research technological breakthroughs, and conquer or cooperate with rival civilizations. Now, this whole experience will be available in spring of this year, so that's good news. But like I told you before, if you don't want to play it in VR, there's no problem because you can play Civilization 7 on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. So there is at least other ways to play the game if you're like, I just don't really want to do the VR stuff. Now, I do find it interesting that they just didn't move it to the other headsets and they're only sticking with MetaQuest. I'm like, wow, way to just kind of say no to everybody else. So, um, I don't know if it'll eventually go out to the others because a lot of my games for VR come through Steam. And so my
Mm-hmm.
headset works with Steam. So I'm kind of curious how that will work eventually down the line if they do that. But I've also found out like Civilization 7, people haven't been super crazy about it. It doesn't seem like people have been super hyped about Civilization 7 as much.
Yeah, which is I know a few people actually who are um
Yeah.
who do love like all the Civ games.
Mhm.
It's something that I do like them, but I'm not like, "Oh my god, Civ." Like I have just other types of games that are more entertaining for me.
Oh
But I
my
do
god, Civ! Sorry, just the way you said it was so great. Oh my god, Civ!
Yay.
You need
I
to do the
could
hand motions too. Oh my god, Civ!
but so one thing is though, like you were saying, you're not sure if they're going to be coming out to other headsets. I could see this, as us being people in like marketing and digital media, there's a lot of like all the testing, like sometimes you do like A and B tests. Like I could see this being like a test. Is this going to be a game instead of taking the manpower and the Ermiger Civ, instead of taking the manpower and everything else, let alone the finances, and putting it to every single um instead of putting it to every single like VR headset, I can see them like, let's test to see what are people's interest in it being
Yeah.
on in VR, and let's these happen to be the MetaQuest are and the MetaQuest 3 and the 3S are two very highly used VR headsets. So I can be like, let's test it on the really high used ones and then we'll go from there. If I could see, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up doing well on VR that it would launch on the others. My question is,
Right.
do you think it's going to do well on VR? Because I think it's going to be a hit or a miss.
I mean, it is a hit or a miss. I mean, so I have a game. It's called Kitty Apocalypse. Yes, it's literally called Kitty Apocalypse. And it's a tower defense game. But that game did that game does well, in that
Hmm.
situation. It's all about the mechanics behind the game when you play a VR game. It's first off, it's how is the whole entire room, right? Your room
Right.
built. And then on top of that, it's how do the mechanics work? If I'm moving my controllers around, is it easy for me to click and then do another move? Options like that. Like I've had conversations about VR with other people before, and even like shooting games, right? If you're in a shooting game, it's all about mechanics of how that game is built.
Right.
So with these are a little bit easier to, I feel like, in the sense of like understanding mechanics of the game, because the game is not so much like you're pointing and shooting. It's more like you're just pointing and clicking, and then maybe you scroll a wheel or you move a stick around. Like I'm trying to think of like what I like for mine. It has like a touchpad thing, right? And you can like move the touchpad around, and then that can change something. And the other ones, there's like depending on how the controllers are built. Like that's the other thing. You have to think about each individual controller. Every controller is not built the same.
Right.
So like how are those done? You have to figure how that is. So it just depends. Like I can see people being like, this could be fun because it's less. I'm running and gunning kind of thing. I'm not on a rail. I'm not being thrown through the like down the
Mhm.
line, shooting things as I'm
And
going.
I also kind of see it like it could give people that like because I don't know if you're familiar with Catan, the board game, but I could see
Hmm.
people being more like, oh, this is kind of like virtual Catan, but with
Yeah.
oh my god, save.
Oh my God, save!
But
But I think board games and I think like these would do really well just
yes,
because the
I
tower
agree.
defense game is really fun that I
Hmm.
have. Um, Literally, like the big thing with it is I can't stand because I'm kind of one of those people who, if I'm floating, like it feels weird because in my brain I'm like
Doesn't
I'm
it? It
floating.
messes with your motion sickness too, right?
It doesn't mess with my motion sickness. It
Oh,
more
that's good.
messes with my psychological standpoint of where I am. Like I know I'm standing
Oh
on a floor,
yeah.
right? But like mentally, I don't know I'm standing on a floor. So
So
when I play
it
like
can like throw off your equilibrium because of that.
yeah, and I've had that
Yeah.
happen where like VR chat, if if the character jumps and I'm not jumping, all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh my God," and I almost fall over, right? So it's kind of like that kind of situation. So for me, like this could be really fun, especially how they build the room. Like if the room is
Right.
built where it's literally you're in a room and you look down and it's like, "Oh, I see a floor." Then it makes sense to stand. But like for
Right.
instance in
Right.
Kitty Apocalypse, there's no floor, okay? So I have to sit because then I go, "Oh, I'm in a spaceship." Like I put myself in a different situation.
Oh, Final even just said like their feet have buckled out of instinct because they've looked down in VR and couldn't see their feet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things that can happen and I know some people when they get in VR, they know like you can tell your brain like this is a game, this is not real kind of
Right.
situation, but there are other people like me I like immerse myself somehow in it and I don't know why I do it because I've done To the Top. To the Top is a parkour game where you
Hmm.
literally like parkour your way through. And yeah, you look down there's no feet, but you can see your hands, right?
Right.
And so when I fell, literally I thought my brain was like you're falling and I was like, "Oh no, I'm going to die" kind of situation. So it's interesting how VR works with our individual psyches and
Hmm.
our brain. Like it's a very different aspect of life and gaming. And I know it's like and that's the thing like my brain also knows it's not real, but it thinks it's real.
Right. 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 Right.
And as graphics get better and better and better,
Especially like
like
virtual reality is just that. It's meant to like virtually replace your reality. So
right,
it does it can easily mess with people's psyche that way. We're not being
right.
like, hey, remember, brain, I'm in a game. I'm not like that is a struggle. Like, and it's an understandable struggle because that's
Yeah.
literally what the game is. That's why if you look at animes, right? There's so many games. Like one of my favorite ones out right now is Shangri-La Frontiers, and the game is a completely like the premise of the show is they are in a VR game, and everybody either has a chair or they're laying in their beds when they're playing VR, which I think is so important. Like obviously we're not to like the level of VR games that we see in anime, but like there's a reason why they're laying down or sitting in like chairs made for VR. And that's
Yeah.
because of that issue of like separation from actual reality versus the virtual reality. And I think it keeps you
Right.
safer that way too.
Well, and also too, what's interesting is there are like treadmills. The treadmills that you've seen.
Yeah, sorry,
Though
I'm
not
laughing
like an
because
actual
chat's blowing up
treadmill.
about Shangri-La.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
Shangri-La
That's fine.
team.
You guys blow up if that's fine. But no, but there are treadmills and the treadmills are really cool because like you can strap yourself
Yeah,
to
I
it
was
and
gonna
it,
say there's
it
even like I think those circle ones where
yeah,
it has the
that's what I mean by the
treadmill.
treadmills.
Yeah,
Those are the
yeah,
treadmills I'm talking about
yeah.
because they're slippery and you just kind of run. But that gives you like the understanding of like how VR is going to evolve and change.
Right. Absolutely.
And so I think this will do like I said, this will do good because it is a very simple like the game itself might be complex,
This is
but
a
the
VR game you can
understanding
play sitting down.
yeah, but it's also like it's simple in the sense of like it's like a board game, right? As opposed to like Arizona Sunrise where it's a
Hmm.
go out and shoot zombie game.
Right.
So like,
Right.
yeah, you have to kind of weigh the different options and what's going to be what. And sometimes it's hard to tell. Like, it's probably going to do well though, because it is what it's. Oh my god, it's Civ.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Well, who here likes Overwatch?
I mean, I played it. I dabbled in a lot of it a long time ago.
Not
There
not
are
to be
people.
not Overwatch to be confused with Marvel Rivals, but who likes Overwatch? Crickets. Got it.
I love dot.
Well,
Well,
for anyone
okay,
who
let me ask you this: who liked Overwatch before Marvel Rivals became a thing?
I feel like that is also very fair. Yonder view. Like I feel like there's been a huge drop off for Overwatch. But
There has, yeah.
this might interest you. I don't know. But you can actually get ready for an overhaul of Overwatch this year. The devs say you can expect new collaborators, heroes, and an entirely new way to play. So let's start off with one of the first things that will be added to the game, which is hero perks. So each hero will have two perks, a minor and a major. The minor perk can upgrade a base aspect of the hero. For example, Orissa's primary fire refunding heat with critical hits. The
Mhm.
major perks rework the hero mid match. For example, replacing Orissa's javelin spin with her barrier, or making her energy javelin chargeable, increasing its speed, knockback, and letting it pierce through enemies. So there will also be a new ecosystem called Stadium mode. Stadium is a 5 versus 5 best of 7 rounds base competitive mode where players accrue and spend currency between bouts to improve their heroes. So Stadium also introduces a third person mode to see more of the battlefield and your modifications in action. Loot boxes are also making a comeback for any of those people out there who love the loot boxes. Um, but loot
There's
boxes
a new
will,
caveat to it though, because they were paid for.
yes, but loot boxes will not be paid for and only available through free means, such as the free track on the battle pass and the weekly rewards.
Which is a
But
nice turn.
yeah, it is nice. But we
Mhm.
mentioned new heroes, which is always the part for me that I care about. Not that I even play Overwatch. I just like seeing new heroes and like
I
learning
will
what they
say
are.
before you even read this new hero that's coming in that you're gonna read, I think this is a character that you would play.
Oh, it's already a character I play off of the name. So
No. I'm not even basing it off a name, okay?
yeah, that's fair. But let's check it out, guys. Firstly, rather, there will be a new hero, and her name is Freya. She is a crossbow wielding bounty hunter from Denmark who can fill an enemy full of explosive bolts and bullet them if they try to run, which I think that's pretty sick. I really like the look of her. I like the fact that it's crossbows, which I'm sure is why you said I'd probably be a player. So
Yeah. Actually, because she's a ginger.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually will go between doing brown hair or ginger haired people because I do like ginger hair. Well, fun fact, guys. But there's also another hero, and Blizzard has also they also have another hero in the works. Don't worry, this one, if you want another dude to play, you do. His name's Aqua. So he has an ornate staff and can bend water. But more information about Aqua will be released actually later this year. They don't have a whole lot out right now, but this is the concept of how he looks right now. I think they
like how
both
he
look really
looks.
cool. I think they both look
Yeah,
really sick.
they do.
I was thinking Water Tribe too,
I think
Dan.
I would play Aqua. If I had to choose between the two, I definitely would probably play Aqua because I like staffs.
I like staffs.
I like staffs.
Yeah, so honestly, I definitely would give them both a try. I think they're really cool, and what I like is they both have a different vibe personally than what I would get from the other Overwatch heroes that we
characters.
can play. And I,
Yeah.
I I do like that. I like that it like has a different vibe, and maybe we're gonna start branching out and getting to see other cultures, because they do have a lot of their heroes come for like specific areas of the world. So I'm
Hmm.
excited to see hopefully more cultures being represented.
Ramp goes, well, time to re-download. Hey, at least the good thing is it's free. It's a free game. It's not like we're spending any money on it now. It used to, like that's the nice thing. And I think this is gonna help, but I don't know if it's gonna push them to beat Marvel Rival.
Yeah, they definitely are scrambling right now with
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals coming out. So, I mean, I'll be honest, I played a bit of Marvel Rivals. I don't mind it. It's a game I'm not going to play all the time though. Same with it's just I feel the same way about how I did with Overwatch. I played it actually with my husband Dan, and Dan hated it. He literally uninstalled it after 2 matches. There is
That's
a
fair.
learning curve. I think there's more of a learning curve to Marvel Rivals than there was Overwatch. Um,
Yeah.
and it's not even like how the game works, but just like the abilities and how the characters play.
You have to find that right character that fits you. Like it took me 5 characters to finally go, this is the character I
Yeah.
want to
Like
play.
so far for
And
me, Scarlet Witch, I love playing Scarlet Witch. Like
yeah.
she's been the one that's been the most fluid and easy for me to actually work.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you literally have to try character after character after
Yeah.
character to find that perfect match for you. Like I really like shoot, what's his name? Well, I liked Squirrel Girl because I liked how I liked her abilities and everything. And
Hmm.
her whole like she was pretty fluid for myself. And then Punisher is actually the one that I lean the most towards
Oh,
now.
really? Okay.
Yeah, which is weird because I really don't typically like I don't like Soldier 76 that much in Overwatch. Like I would play I actually played a Orisa. She was really fun to play. I liked her a lot. I got really good at her. And then I played Pharah. Pharah was my other one that I
Yeah, I
really
played Pharah
enjoyed
a lot.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's weird how like you really have to sit down and go through and play each almost every character and figure out where do you need to be.
You
And
definitely need to also like take advantage of the range mode or like the practice mode to like really play around with the characters and find out what you like. I
yeah,
didn't
and
mind
and yeah,
Magneto either.
and Ramp is right. I mean, Squirrel Girl is kind of like Junkrat from
Hmm.
Overwatch, but there is a lot. If you literally sit down and take Overwatch and take Marvel Rivals and take each character, you can find a match
Oh,
for each one.
100%.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but it's interesting because not every class in Overwatch, like if I play a specific character in Overwatch, it doesn't correlate the right way for me in Marvel Rivals, and I end up playing
Hmm.
somebody different. So it's a fascinating concept. It's very similar to like how like Borderlands with me works too. Like I don't play the same class every time. Like I'm not going to play a siren every single time.
Right.
So it's just you have to, and I know Dan was like, and I get it because it can be very annoying when you're like, I just want to play the game and enjoy it. But when you don't have a character that fits you, it makes it difficult. So, and maybe that's the thing. Like maybe he needs to sit down and just be like another time and literally just go through and be like, do I like this character
Good
and how
good
they
luck
feel?
convincing him to reinstall it.
No, and that's fine. That's fine. But I'm just saying, like, maybe that, like, if he ever did sit back down and was like,
Right.
oh, I
Sure,
want to try
sure,
it
sure, sure,
again,
sure.
he's got to sit down and actually go through the different
Well,
characters
and that's the
before they
thing. He
add
actually
one.
did that. Like, he took a good like half hour to 40 minutes messing around with different characters in like the practice mode, and
Yeah,
then got into a match. Now we did have two just really shitty matches, and that
yeah,
didn't help
that'll do
matters
it too.
either. So like, it's a mixture. I think you can get just like Overwatch or any like competitive game like that. You either get the heavy sweats, or
Yeah.
you get like the people who just like aren't moving as a team and are just doing all
Hmm.
their own thing instead of trying to be in it like working on objectives together. They're trying to do it like
Yeah.
on their own. So there's just like that becomes a lot of frustration. There's a lot of problems. So I think it's definitely a game that'll be better, just like Overwatch, if you have a larger party and you're playing in like a full party.
Oh, yeah. 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 You can't play it by yourself. It's
No,
really
no,
difficult because
you
then you just get
can,
mad at
but
people.
yeah, you just get annoyed as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
fuck these people.
Right, right, exactly. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the last story of our Tech Pulse. I know we talked about this before regarding Phasmophobia and where they're going, but now we have the roadmap for this year and beyond. So the devs split up the roadmap into three distinct areas. We have major updates, which is uh, major updates, your maps and reworks, and then your seasonal events. So let's start with the major updates that we're going to be seeing. So Ghost Hunters will get the Chronicle update, which will revamp the way you record evidence such as photos and videos in the new media tab in the journal, which we have talked about before on the show. The next major update is going to be the player character overhaul. We actually have not seen this one before. Now, this is one that I know Morgan and I have wanted for a while. The
Yes.
characters will get fresh new models, which will improve animations and adjust the overall experience when it comes to your Phasmophobia character. And lastly, there's going to be a horror 2.0 update, but information isn't released, so we will have to wait to find out more about that kind of update. But that one's supposed to be the real big one that's supposed to be coming out. The first two though will be really good, just like quality of life changes for us, I think, overall. Now, we talked about this before too, but there will be reworks of Bleasdale Farmhouse, Grafton Farmhouse, and now we're learning that the other one is going to be the 6 Tanglewood Drive. The first map that we're going to see an update will be Bleasdale, which will be released next month. So we'll get that one right away. And then the other two, Grafton and Tanglewood, will get reworks that will release later this year. So the devs say that next year there will be more maps reworked and we'll even get new ones released. So we'll have to see where we're headed next for our haunting experience. And finally, there will be seasonal events. So ghost hunters will be able to participate in Easter, Halloween, and the winter event. October will have the Blood Moon Rise, and Krampus is expected to return for winter. So while this doesn't seem like a major overhaul of the game this year, next year's release, Horror 2.0, will make a big difference in the game.
So, I just want to say,
Yes.
everywhere I have seen for the announcement of Tanglewood 6 Drive being changed, nobody wants it updated. Everybody's like, leave it alone, don't touch it, this is my house. Like, I think I sent you a TikTok video of like them talking about their updates as well, and like that was such a common thing I was seeing in the comments of that TikTok videos. I'm kind of there too. I think Tanglewood is like that comfy mat for everybody. Like if you want to be a little more,
Map.
yeah, it's like I don't want it touched either. Like especially the layout.
Either.
I finally know where to
I'm
hide, guys. Don't change it.
But I'm curious what the rework means. Does the rework
Sure.
mean like, are they just revamping what it looks like inside? Like, are they just updating graphics inside, or is it a full rework of like
Of
what
the
we're
whole
getting
map.
with Bleasdale,
Yeah.
where we're getting actually like a brand new kind of remapped out layout? I don't
Right.
want them to change the layout. If they just want to update the graphical pieces inside and make it feel like it matches the other maps that they've been working on, fine. Do that. That's what you guys should do, but don't rework it to the point of like, oh, Tanglewood is now a 3-story home, and
Yeah,
now it, you know what I mean?
especially out of all of them, Tanglewood, because Tanglewood is like I think one of the first when you first launch the game ever. That's like the first map you go onto. That is like that's I don't want to say easy mode map, but that is like a map where it's like you easily learn the layout. I think it actually has probably the best and most understandable layout of all of the homes. You don't get turned around really easy in it. And I think it's important to keep a map that's simple like that. So I
Well,
hope
it's
it's just more
also
like updating the graphics and don't change it too crazy much, you know? Like I suck. I always die because I'm awful about finding places to hide. Or I somehow suck at keeping the door closed. So it's just a matter of like, it's the one that I know where the closets are. Please don't change my hide locations because it's probably the only one I'll survive on.
You're right. I mean, like, okay, so if we were to look at Tanglewood, right, from a breakdown, as soon as you walk in the door, there's the left spot where you have the bathroom and then the two
The two
bedrooms,
bedrooms,
right?
yeah.
But that's that like weird alcove area in there. I would be fine if they were like, okay, well, we just want to take out that weird alcove
That get rid of
area,
that
like
wall. kind of thing and make it
Yeah,
more
and like
open. Sure.
rework that a little bit, fine. That's fine. Just don't change the fact that there's a bathroom and 2 bedrooms and a closet. Like keep that all there so we
Hmm.
know it's there. And then you walk down the hallway and there's a closet to the right, and then to the left, there's that weird jet to the bedroom, right? Well, if they
Absolutely.
want to take that weird jet out, that's fine. And just make it flush so that you just turn into the bedroom, fine. But once again, don't remove the fact that there is a bedroom there, a closet, and a freaking bathroom.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay. And then we have the area where we did our lovely podcast, which was really fun. I'm okay with how that looked. I didn't have any issues. The only thing is like maybe I like tripped over the couch a couple times. So if they want to rework the furniture in there just to make it maybe a little bit more easy to maneuver,
Sure.
cool. I'm fine with that. Don't move the room. Keep the basement where it is cuz I don't want to go find a new basement.
Right, Bo?
And then I think the kitchen, oh, they did change a little bit. Remember, they did change a little bit of because before at the very beginning, because I even asked about this when we were playing with Dan, they moved where you went to go into the laundry room. The
They
laundry
did,
room used
yes.
to go in off of the kitchen, remember?
Yes.
And now it's off of the right across from the closet, or not
Yeah.
the closet, the
The
basement.
basement.
Yeah, so they did move that. That was
I'm
fine.
okay with that. I don't have to go around
Yeah.
the little corner. That's fine with me.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, like, if they're just trying to make maybe, like, flow changes, cool. Cool, cool, cool,
Yes.
cool, cool. Or, like, upgrade graphics, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Upgrade the map so it looks like, campfire, awesome. Don't change anything else!
Please don't.
I am excited, though, for the rework of our characters. Because I'm
Me too.
curious because if you look at our characters, every character has gray hair at some point somewhere in their model. And I don't know if that was supposed to be something that was supposed to be there, or if
Sure.
that's just because of the graphics they're using for our character models. But if it is supposed to be something that is supposed to be part of our characters, that would be interesting to see because it would make sense. You were going ghost hunting. We're trying not to die. We're trying to figure out what the ghost is. It's messing with our sanity. It's causing stress to our bodies.
Right.
So I think the reworks on that is going to be great.
Yeah,
But
I'm excited to see what it is. I almost would love to like to have some sort of customization as well, where I can really go in and
Mhm.
build out my character. I don't think we're gonna get that, at least not yet. Uh, but yeah, we've
Yeah.
said for ages that we want to be able to like have better models, better character sprites, a little bit more update to them, especially because they move like the movement's clunky too, which don't
Yeah.
get me wrong has created for some really funny moments. But I'm excited to see what
Especially
they're
when
going to
when
evolve
we
into.
all jump into the into the truck and we're all inside each other.
Yes.
Why are we all here?
Oh man. Well,
I hope they don't though. One thing I hope they don't do is they don't put in collision with character. If they put in character collision, that's going to be a pain in the ass.
trying to walk in and out of the house, or
Yeah.
like if the hunt starts, like man, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's one thing. I know that's been like things with character models and stuff like people will put in and developers will put in collision and then all of a sudden you're like
What game
no.
is it that has collision that has been driving me
Enshrouded.
crazy?
Enshrouded
It
does.
might have been Enshrouded. I think
Because
there
it
might have
drives
been
me nuts
another.
because it'll be like I want to go here and then ow.
And like sometimes the like collision box is massive. You're like, I should be able to get through that little spot. Come on now, like,
Right,
come
right.
on.
Yeah, the hitboxes are too big and
Yeah,
yeah, that's not
yeah.
helping.
Well, everybody, for now,
Yes, we do
go ahead.
have a merch store, guys.
If you didn't know, you can get 10% off by using code DuckCrew10.
Yeah, it's still going.
Sure is, sure is. But for now, we're going to take another short break because I need to go run and use the restroom. But when we come back, we're going to be diving into Steam's Co-op Couch Fest and games that are actually releasing next week. And there's some fun ones we want to talk about with you. So we'll be back momentarily, and yeah, see y'all
Don't go
soon.
anywhere. If you guys leave,
Stay
we'll hunt you
here. Don't leave.
because we're not gonna sit here and go, "Oh my god, Steve!"
Okay,
Oh my god.
we'll be back. messing up. So, my audio wasn't over on that one. Sorry. Darn me making new stuff. But anyway, so as we brave the cold days of winter, Steam is trying to get players in the mood to spend time snuggled up on the couch with the Co-op Couch Fest. Now, as we talk about these, everybody, we want to know, what are your favorites? Maybe what's your favorite couch co-op game you've ever played? You know, whether it's currently or growing up as a kid, or even the ones that we're talking about. Which one's your favorite that we're talking about? Let us know. We want to hear from you. But for now, KP, I think you have one you want to talk about, yeah?
Yeah, so we are highlighting some games that look fun to try out with your favorite player number two. So first up is a game that I've played when it released on Xbox 360. It's called Castle Crashers. You will hack, slash, and smash your way to victory in this award-winning 2D arcade adventure from Behemoth. Now, the game has online co op, split screen co op, and remote play as well. This is the first one. There is Castle Crashers 2. They are also talking about doing a revamp of the game soon. I don't know. I can't remember if it was 2 or this one that they're revamping, but they are revamping one of them. This is a lot of fun. Definitely love Behemoth games. Their humor is very compatible with like Borderlands in a way. So if you guys want to check it out, definitely do. I definitely recommend this game for hack and slashing with friends.
Very nice,
So.
very nice. This one looks cute. It looks fun.
And everybody, like your characters each have their own skills, which is really fun.
Sure.
Depending on what color you are, you have your own little like different skills and you get different stuff. And yeah, it's very cute.
Well, guys, if that doesn't sound like a lot of fun, why not cook, you know? And serve your dishes. Design and decorate your restaurants and expand your culinary kingdom with new unlocks, abilities, and dishes in procedurally generated locations. So, this is PlateUp. This is actually a game that's on my wish list, and I would love to eventually play with friends. But you can hire friends to come and play alongside you, or you can do it all yourself, whatever your preference is. The game has online co op, split screen co op, and remote play as well. And this is really fun. I know that if you're playing single player or if you're playing with like maybe two people, it gets busier and busier and busier the more days you go through. So it actually gets more helpful to have more people down the road, but you got to make sure communication is key. So, got to make sure you're
And if you don't want to play it,
communicating.
like because these things also have remote play as well, it makes it easy so that if Morgan's like, I really want to play this with people, we can remote play into our game. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But what's next?
So maybe you want to see if you and your best friends can get out of the depths of hell. Well, in Chained Together, you will have to work together through diverse worlds. You can play this solo or co-op and try to reach the summit and discover what awaits you there. This game is also available online co-op, split screen co-op, and remote play as well. I have seen all the gameplay of this. I really wanted to try it,
I
but I
own it.
know like
I own it, and I've
I
been really wanting to play it with people.
I have to, well, I'd have to wait for it to come down in price. I don't know what it is at right now, but I want to play it with people. I know like the big talk amongst our friends have been like,
It's
it'll ruin
4.49.
friendships. It'll ruin
Yeah,
friendships. And I'm
so
like, I
this
don't know.
this game is on sale right now for $4.49. It's normally $4.99. So it's a pretty
Oh, okay,
cheap
that's
game.
not bad.
It's only $5
Oh,
normally.
well, then I
So
can get it. Maybe,
yeah,
maybe Morgan, maybe we'll play Chain together one day on stream
see
as we
if it ends our friendship.
if it ends our show.
Oh
I never
no.
want to play with you again. This show is canceled.
Oh man. But next, I know this is a game you've played before, KP.
Hmm.
In Rotwood, you can play with your friends or by yourself as you battle the corrupted beasts of the Rotwood. Upgrade your gear, choose your preferred weapon, and hone your skills to defend your safe haven. The game has online co op, split screen co op, and remote play as well. So I haven't played this. I like the graphics, it looks pretty cute. But KP, since you have played this before, what are your thoughts of it? Like, tell us what you thought.
So it's very much think like what's the game? Cult of Lamb,
Okay.
like that kind of sense. But instead of just being you know, just yourself, it is actually you get to play with other people, so they come in and you get to choose your different things. So like if you want to be a specific looking character, you get that. Dan has actually played it with me. It is very challenging because it's not the easiest thing. There are definitely, I think we beat one of the bosses, which was the tree boss at Mother Tree, and that was the only one we were able to get through. But uh you get to build, like, you would like this, Morgan, because you get to build your little like area that's your home base. So
Oh,
you'll have like a
nice.
blacksmith, you'll have um like all these different people that you have to go rescue in the rot and then bring back, and then they set up their shops and everything, and then you could put things in and you could build things and you could put them on there and stuff like that, and then you can upgrade your weapons, you can upgrade your gear. So it is really fun. It's just, I think the more people you have with you, it could be a little bit better because it is very challenging compared to like Cult of Lamb or Binding of Isaac. You know, like
Gotcha. Gotcha.
those ones, you know, like once you get the mechanics down, you're like, okay, I get it. It's very easy to understand and everything like that. And you can probably like cheese your way through a lot of some of the stuff. This one's like, for some reason, we just could not, it took us forever to beat Mother Tree. So
Oh, man.
yeah, I definitely say it's a fun one though. I
Very
definitely
cool. I think I like the art. The art's really cute.
yeah. Yeah, I agree, Dan. It really wasn't built for solo. Even on a solo run, it is difficult because I've done it solo a couple times.
Hmm.
So,
Interesting.
yeah. Well, if you don't want to hack and slash, maybe you just want to laugh as you build some tricky towers. Stack your towers as you battle your friends and rise to fame in this frantic physics game. The game has online co op, split screen co op, and remote play as well. I've actually played this game before. I played it on the Switch with my brother. It is a really fun game. Like, it's a good, just like, oh, I want to play with friends, but I don't want to play, a game that's I'm running around shooting something, or we have to build like a base and we have to survive, or, oh, we want to go out and farm. It's really fun. It's like its own little like Jackbox in a way without the Jackbox part of it.
Nice. I would like this. I like stuff like Tetris and everything too. So this is cute.
Ram says he has bad memories of this.
Oh no.
Well, Ram,
Well,
I'm sorry.
Ramp. If this doesn't appeal to you, um, maybe you just want to solve puzzles together. So next, I have Owen in here yelling at me. But welcome to Escape Academy. Train to become the ultimate escapist, solve puzzles, hack servers, meet the faculty, and brew the perfect cup of tea. Play Escape Academy in single player or co op with a friend. The game has online co op, split screen co op, and remote play as well. Ram's like, I
Ram
can
can
get
get
behind
behind this
this.
one though. Yeah. No, this one's really cool. I think this is just a little bit more of a take back from Escape Room that
Mm,
that at least Dan and I have played with Grim. This one could be a lot of fun. I think this has a I feel like if you like puzzles, like I like doing puzzles every once in a while, but I
yeah.
don't want to do puzzles by myself kind of situation because I just get annoyed with myself. I can let somebody else get annoyed. It's fine. But yeah, this one would be really fun to play with people, I think.
Yeah, it looks fun. I think that'll be a good one. But
And guys, go and check out all the other ones that they have on the Steam page. There is a lot
a
on there.
lot.
We just chose a couple that we saw that, stood out to us that we thought would be really fun to highlight. And this runs until Tuesday. So you have until Tuesday to check out everything that's out there because before we know it, it'll be over. No
Yeah.
more fast.
No. Make
Until
sure
next year.
make sure you go and get it and enjoy it. I can't. My biggest like couch co-op like I think would fall under the couch co-op would be Split Fiction. Obviously, that's not on this because it's a brand new game that hasn't released yet, but that's just one I'm like cannot wait for.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
But
good one.
it's a new week, and that means more games are coming out. So I want to give y'all a look at some of the big names you will see popping across different platforms. So let's go ahead and take our upcoming games section of the show today. So I think we have some good ones. There's a couple in here I'm really excited for. So KP, I'll let you take it away.
All right. Well, first up we have is Avowed. Now I know this game is already out on early release for people that have, got early access to it and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but it is an anticipated game by many people. And Avowed is a first-player fantasy RPG set in the world of Eora, where your choices carve the path through war, intrigue, and ancient mysteries. So you navigate a land in turmoil, forge powerful alliances or deadly rivals, and wield magic and steel to shape the fate of the living lands and your own destiny. Now, the game releases on Xbox Series X, S, and PC on Tuesday, February 18th. So it will be out here before we know it on Tuesday. I know a lot of people have already started jumping in. I've seen images from Latin already posting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to skip this game though because there are massive spiders in it and I am going no thank you.
She can't do the spooters. I will dive
They're
into this though.
I heard though that they're pretty like I googled it and I've read they're like really massive spiders and I'm like if they're anything like Dragon Age spiders or Skyrim spiders, I out. I out.
No, thank
Outie.
you.
I mean, I love games like this and I really want to get into them, but that is the one thing that always holds me back. It's like I can't. Especially
Right.
because you're not a 3D person. You're not in third person. You're in first person and it's like no thank you.
Does being out of first person help you better?
Sometimes yeah because cuz the you can pull the camera back a little bit. So when you pull the camera
Gotcha.
back it kind of shrinks it. I still freak out, but it's not as scary as when you literally see the thing like
In your
right
face.
on your
Yeah.
face. Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That
So
makes sense.
but I know Avowed is a big one that people have been it's been advertised to death.
Yes.
So,
It's a big one. That is for sure. But next, we have Lost Records Bloom and Rage. So this game, in this game, you embark on a new narrative journey by the creators of Life is Strange. And it's funny, even when I looked up like the stuff to create the graphics, I didn't know that it was by the creators of Life is Strange. I'm like, this gives me Life is Strange vibes by just looking at like the imagery. But you film your summer of 1995 and create memories of a lifetime with your new friends. 27 years later, confront the dark secrets that made you promise to never speak again after that fateful summer. This will release on Tuesday, February 18th, and tape 2, because this is tape 1, is set to release on Tuesday, March 18th, and it will be available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
yeah, this one looked really good just from the trailer itself. I like a good narrative like this kind of thing where it's not so much you have to go and kill things or do things like that. Like it's just follow along, do the
Yeah,
story
I
kind
think
of
that's
thing.
one thing that like the creators of Life is Strange does very well is their single player narratives.
Yeah.
They're not insanely long, like we were saying earlier in the show. Like sometimes, like a single player game that I can play and enjoy is one that shouldn't that I don't want it to be like 10 plus hours.
Right.
There are other ones where if it's that captivating and it's able to hold me narratively for that long, amazing. You are top tier solo game. But
Right.
I think that's one thing is like usually the creators of Life is Strange don't make really, really, really long games. And because that we already see that there's gonna be tape 2 coming out in March, so there will be continuations, and I think that helps them, you know, from keeping it too monotonous for us
Mhm.
solo players.
Yeah. I agree with that. All right, well, coming out on Wednesday, get ready to dive deep into the twisted H.P. Lovecraft universe with this
Woo.
oversized narrative RPG. Slip into the intertwined souls of Mark, Anna, and Victor, surrounded by cult worshippers. As I'm gonna butcher this. Sorry, guys.
She did it to
Naira.
herself.
I know I did it to myself. Naya Rala. I don't know. Thotep. I don't know. The cosmic horror strives to enslave humanity in 1929. So HPL, this lovely word, Rising, will release on PC only on Wednesday, February 19th. You can download a demo though right now to test it out and see if you guys like it. The graphics didn't look too bad from what I saw. I don't know if this would be a me kind of game though.
So I
And
do
sorry
like
for butchering the name.
I do like a lot of the HP Lovecraft stuff. This does
Mhm.
have me really curious, so maybe I'll dive into the demo and
Yeah.
test it out. I don't know if it's see like the thing is like with a lot of like these with HP Lovecraft, there's a lot of horror. And horror games, I'm usually better, and not because I'm afraid, but just because like it's a lot of like stimulation, and I'm usually better if I'm sharing that stimulation with others when it comes to horror
Mhm.
stuff. So, um, yeah, I definitely am interested in it. I'll test out the demo for sure. It's just one of those things where I don't know if it'd be a game I'll end up getting the whole like the full version of, but hey, it's an oversized narrative RPG, so if it's as I've been saying, if it's juicy enough and the narrative is good enough and it holds me where I don't need another player with me, then maybe it's something I can dive even deeper into.
Yeah.
But next, speaking of madness, right? In this one, you can defy the madness in Tribe 9. This brutal action RPG is set in the nation of Neo Tokyo, where absolute madness rules. Here, teens face life or death battles constantly, resisting the harsh and unjust world, all in pursuit of reclaiming their lost freedom and dreams. This game releases on PC, iOS, and Android for free on Thursday, February 20th.
And we love free games.
We love free games. My favorite price is free.
So yeah, if you guys want to check it out, it is going to be free. This is one of the free ones that's releasing this week from what I found. And it didn't look too bad from the graphics. I did see a little bit of the trailer for it. Definitely had a nice little interesting vibe to it. I might check it out and see what I think of it down the line when it comes out.
Hmm.
But there's no
Yeah,
demo.
it's
No
very
demo.
interesting. I think it's pretty interesting, not gonna lie.
Hmm.
But next, y'all, we have Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. What a name.
Just sounds
What
just sounds ridiculous.
What an absolute fucking name. So, in this game, you will embark on an over the top modern day pirate adventure with an ex Yakuza, now pirate captain, and his crew, engaging in exhilarating combat on land and sea in the hunt for lost memories and treasure. It releases on Thursday, February 20th on PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, and Xbox One, X, and Xbox Series X and S. So yeah, this sounds absolutely wild, y'all. Yeah, no words to describe it. Genuinely, Ramp. There's so much happening alone in this title. I'm kind of curious though. I'm probably gonna tune in to watch some people play it because I
I know
just I need to
Final.
know.
I know Final has played a lot of Like a Dragon games, the Yakuza stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
wonder if he'll dabble into this one. It just seems
Like a pirate. Sorry,
like a pirate.
like a dragon, pirate yakuza in Hawaii specifically. So that's wild. I
Oh,
don't know.
nice. Ram has
I'm
also played a lot of Yakuza games in the past.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
this just seems wild. And from just the little bit that I've seen of Yakuza games, they're supposed to be feel very like reality TV type things going on. It's supposed to have that like that kind of feel to it. And I'm like, no. I just no.
All right. Well, you have another one for us, yes?
Yes. So
Lem-
releasing on Friday, February 21st is Die in the Dungeon. Now, in this game, you will fight your way through a mysterious dungeon in this deck building turn based roguelike game where you don't use cards, but dice. So you deal with enemies by combining powerful dice on your board, boost their effects with magical relics, and risk it all, hoping for a good roll on unexpected encounters.
oh
This
man.
game will be out on PC only. This is a game that I actually put on my wish list after I was going through the release games for this week, and I was like, I want this game.
This looks really cute. Not gonna lie. This looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I hope the
there's no
RNG
unfortunately
loves
no
us.
demo. And Morgan, you won't be able to throw the dice in jail. I'm sorry.
Rude.
So, guys, out of everything that we talked about, I know you guys also mentioned some other games too in general. When we asked you what is your go-to couch game, but is there any of the games that we showed you that look appealing that you guys might want to think about dabbling in or trying or even putting on your wish list? You might not get it right now or next week, but maybe you want to put it on your wish list as something to follow up to later.
So for me, like I'm gonna be trying Avowed because I'm pretty sure Avowed's on Game Pass. Um,
Hmm.
so I'll be doing Avowed through Game Pass. But out of any of the others, I am going to try for sure for myself. I will try the HP Lovecraft game. Um, Die in the Dungeon sounds like a lot of fun, but I really am interested in Lost Records Bloom and Rage.
Okay. Yeah, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, I actually put on my wish list.
That sounds really
Um,
interesting.
I- yeah, I think it'd be fun overall as uh just like a narrative type of game.
Yeah,
Just to just to have like as a I don't feel like doing this a different type of RPG or shooting, first person, all that kind of
right.
stuff. Tribe 9 I would like to see about just because it is going to be free and I'd be curious to see what the concept of it is overall. What's also the hopefully there's no like weird like launcher with it because it is free.
Yeah, Tribe 9 does look really interesting. It's free, so I'll definitely happily try it out just to
Mhm.
see. I do like the idea that it's on going to be on Android and like on
Yeah.
like that as well. I'm curious if it'll be cross playable. Like can I play my account on PC and on my phone or my tablet? Because I do
Yeah.
have my tablet, so it might be a fun thing to try out and see how it plays on the tablet. But
Mhm.
I'm still more of a PC gamer than anything. So
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I was just messaged. I won't have any news for it, but apparently right now, Rainbow Six Siege is officially on a live stream announcing their 10-year plan for the game moving forward.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my husband just messaged me about that, letting me know that's going on. So we might be talking about Rainbow Six Siege next week, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege in forever.
Ah, me either. Oh, it's been ages.
I'm like, do I even remember how to play?
Probably not, because I know I don't.
Like, I know that
Because
there's
because
supposed
Siege
to be
Siege
like
is so much different than COD. You
oh yeah,
know,
well, it's not supposed to
there's
be the same.
exactly, but like the breaking down the walls and everything else. Like, I'll tell you, Rob used to play Siege a lot, and he was really good at Siege. I used to sit there and like just make him stream it to me so I could watch him play it for something
Yeah,
to do.
I played a lot of it actually. I used to play with this one was one guy I knew that was over in England, and we would play it all the time. So
Nice, nice.
Siege to me is more tactical based, which I like. I like having the more tactical setups and really thinking about where people are gonna appear and stuff like that compared to
Yeah,
like COD. COD is so run and gun and there's no tactical. It's just, oh, I see an enemy, kill it. Oh, I see another enemy, kill it. You know? So I
yeah,
think that's why I liked Siege more because of the tactical base behind it.
that's fair. No, that's totally fair.
But there was a lot of I will say it did get pretty toxic though. Like if you were
Oh yeah,
new in Siege, like people were like, kick this person out. We don't want them here. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
get this noob out of here, stuff like that. Like I got
Yeah.
smack talk like that because I'm actually a better player in those type of games now than I was back when I actually played Siege 6. So yeah,
Well, that's
it's
interesting. Dan said that he preferred COD over Siege because he didn't have to think, which is fascinating.
I still think really hard in COD though.
Yeah. But it's a different type of thinking standpoint. It's
A
more
hundred
like
percent.
oh, I killed this person. Where do I turn and revert back, do a different move? Like you're thinking more like on your feet on the fly. Whereas
Sure,
Siege is more like, how do I
you can
set this
prep a
up?
little more.
So yeah, so when somebody's breaking through, I have the right mechanics where I need
Right.
them.
Right.
Yeah, like
Like for
COD
me,
is
like for Call of Duty, I'm very much like thinking tactically, how is the other players reacting? Okay, I saw them moving this way, let's move to counter. Stuff like that.
but also like you kill like for me it's like I kill someone instead of running forward, right? You wouldn't run right forward, you'd actually revert back
Yeah. Yeah.
because you
Absolutely.
don't want to be like, "Oh, I just killed this person. I'm dead."
100%.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, caught and the campers are just stupid. It just doesn't make sense. Siege, you can have camping because it makes sense because you're not. It's supposed to be more tactical in
see,
that
I
sense.
wish I wish Call of Duty had more maps or game modes that are more camper friendly because I love sniping, but I'm not going to
Mhm.
run around the map as a sniper because as a sniper I'm going to want to camp, you know?
What's the
So
point of a sniper? You're supposed to camp as a
I
sniper.
know, but people get pissy at you for camping, but it's like, bro, I'm trying to get my camos on my sniper. Sorry. Like it is what it is, bro. Like I
Yeah,
just wish that
yeah.
honestly I do wish Call of Duty would do bigger maps that would allow for uh more camping.
I mean, I hate to
Battlefield for
say it, but
snipers, yeah.
wish.
I never could really get into Battlefield though. I don't know what it
Yeah,
was.
Battlefield was difficult. But I will say, like, I feel like if they were to pull a gun out of COD or Battlefield, I would pull the sniper out and just not have it there. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like because you can't really, like you said, you really can't do sniping. There's no really great way to snipe in the
Well, there
game.
there are maps I can snipe on, but your view range is limited, so you have like these
Mm.
maybe one or two areas that you're looking at. As for I do a lot of sniping even with like some of my assault rifles, even my LMGs. It varies. Um, but
But the
I just
actual physical gun, I'm like,
I
there's no,
people
no,
people will complain about how big maps are, and I was like, what the hell? I love the big maps, but I think it's because it's harder to find
no,
people on it.
it is. Because if you're
Um,
just running and gunning, where are you gonna go look? Like, where do you go? Like, you're literally
exactly.
running in a circle. Like, I
Is
can't
why
find you.
I think it'd be really nice if they had a specific game mode that you have to toggle on, though, where it's like it is like a snipe, like it's meant for more like long range weapons. The H
No, I
word,
agree. But yeah,
yeah.
if it was a game mode that you could go to, kind of like how zombies is a game mode, that would be different. Like then that would be make sense to be like this is sniper only, or
Yeah.
like long range weaponry only, you know.
Which could also make for some really fun like assassinations too if you're able to sneak up on one of the snipers and able to like do the knife assassination on them. Like there it could be a really interesting like setup for that.
Yeah. Play shoot house. The one game that I think we should do eventually down the road is that murder nightclub
Oh yeah. That one does look fun.
because you can't talk in the game. Like we would have to actually play it where we're not in a voice like in a Discord voice. We'd have to do it throughout the game. But I think
Yeah,
that would
or
be
we're like in Discord but we're all deafened
yeah. I think that would
or
be really
muted.
fun
That would be
to
fun.
see. Yeah, I think if we did mute it that way, at least if somebody's like, I'm dead, or I have to go take a break, like you can hear
Yeah.
it.
Or like
But
that way
yeah, I
if
think
like, "Hey guys, I got to step away. I need to go to the bathroom," or whatever, like
right.
yeah, kind of almost like this like we're using Discord just to like out a game be like no game info or like you're in the lobby, you're starting a new match and you guys can talk in that way, but yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Well,
There's a lot of good games. So Morgan and I were talking during the break too, and one thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna keep a tally for ourselves because we would like to do a our own like top 10 games of the
yeah,
year
like
as we
end of
get
the year, like our top games, like best and worst games of 2024 or sorry, 2025. It's kind of a similar thing that I do over on Wannabes. We have our like the first like week or whatever of the year, we go and we rank every single movie we've seen from worst to best individually. Like, so my answers are going to be different than KP's answers, right? We do that on Wannabes, and it's one of our for movies that we've seen, and it's one of our favorite shows of the year.
Mhm.
And I think it'd be really, really cool to do that as well here on the show, is to rank the video
Yeah.
games that we've seen. It'd be a lot of fun.
So
Or
if you
we've
guys
played.
have so if there are any games that are out there that you really want to see us play and you want to see like where we think they fall, let us
Mm-hmm.
know. We will definitely put it on our list of games that we will tackle.
Yes,
And
yes.
some of them may even be like we play the same games. You
Yeah,
know, we might play the same games, we might
we
not.
might fight.
Depends.
I might be putting the next Borderlands at 0. Like,
You're not even gonna play it. That's why it's gonna be at 0. Because you're not even gonna play it.
no, if I don't play it, it won't be on my list. So,
Exactly. It's just non-existent. All right. Well, with
well,
that, I think
yeah.
we're all done.
Yeah, for our next show, everybody, we'll dive
What a
into.
good show, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for all y'all showing up. You guys are amazing. We love you guys so much. But for our next show, we'll dive into all things tech news, look at some video games, and get stuff, get you ready for Steam Next Fest, which will be here very soon. And we'll also be talking about Rainbow Six Siege's 10-year plan that they're announcing right now.
Yeah.
As always, we will have all the topics we discussed in our show topic section on our Discord. So if you're not in there, what are you doing? Go join it. Hang out with us.
Yeah, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah. And before we go, everybody, don't forget to check us out across all of our social medias. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky.
Oh my gosh, we're everywhere. It's crazy.
Everywhere.
Also, one fun fact, if you guys do clip anything, we can now export them out to Instagram. That's a
Yeah.
new thing now. So get a clip in, guys. Oh my god, Siv.
Oh my God, Sam.
All right, and don't forget, you guys, if you do like our content, show us some love, by hitting the heart on Twitch, or, you can always catch us over on our re-airs on YouTube, other things that we're uploading, our packages. Hit that like and subscribe over there because that's just going to help us grow and get more reach. And then until then, you guys keep processing, and we'll see you next week because it's going to be busy. If we have more people pulling out more roadmaps, we're going to have more to talk about.
We sure
All
will.
right.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.